Hello, how you guys doing? This Prosper Bros Reviews. You got Young Prosper and my brother Young Pat.
Yo.
This time we're reacting to Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, this is obviously a new trailer. It belongs to whatever company it belongs to. Marvel. This is not ours, but we're using fair use properly. Screen recording starting in 3, 2, 1. Video start now.
I can't believe our first hit MIC! JJ, come on, pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
I ain't gonna lie to you, that gotta be super sad for Spider-Man to realize that everybody still made it into MIT and he's not there. And I'm just calling him Spider-Man because due to the last movie, he's basically just Spider-Man. And he got the classic suit on, which also shows that he was going from his classic beginnings. Once everything started over, he must have really went in and stitched his suit the classic way like he used to. Flying down the classic Spider-Man way.
I like how the fact that they put it
Hi, my name is
Oh, they zoomed into his eyes and showed him what he looked like inside the mask. That's
Peter
cool.
Parker.
Okay, right there, you see his web slingers. They're kind of square right there, and they double stacked. That's kind of interesting because there's going to be a part in this movie that's crazy where they say, "Hi, my name is Peter Parker." Blah blah blah. It's like he left a note so he could remember who he was. You see it? We can actually. Me, but I have something to tell you that's going to sound crazy. It's the truth, and I know you're going to believe me because you're very when I'm lying. Oh, I think these might have been
the notes from the last movie.
Well, it's like he's writing it to himself so he doesn't forget he was a person because nobody remembers Peter Parker.
But
And there goes Ned. I think it's interesting when he sees Ned. Ned doesn't remember him, and behind him there's a sign that says "No credit given."
That is funny. My bad.
we used to know each other. Something bad was gonna happen, and the only way to stop
Oh,
it
God gets the key
was
to
to
the
make everyone
city.
forget about me.
I ain't gonna lie. The way they're looking forward is my main question. And look how Ned's kind of looking at him. He's looking at him with intrigue, whereas she's like looking at him with longing, like she remembers this person. So my question is, do they still have memories of kicking it with Spider-Man because they only remember Spider-Man, and like they don't remember Peter Parker? So when they look at him, Ned's probably looking at him like, I swear I know you and we never talk to each other. Whereas MJ is like, I've had situations with Spider-Man, but I can't tell you who this person is. And I think that's the difference between Ned's look. Now Ned in comics sometimes becomes the Hobgoblin. So there's something to think about. Key to the city,
I'm not just
but no
Peter
friends
Parker.
or family.
I'm
Clean flip out the thing. Look like you're playing Vector. Boom. Now earlier we was talking, and I don't think his spider sense is working. Now the reason why I say that is because the way he got hit by that truck isn't very Spider-Man like. Now you could say he doesn't think of Frank Castle as a danger, which is doubtful. And you could also say that he didn't feel like that truck was going to be that bad, but it was more like I have the strength to take it. He didn't have no fear moment, no cool flip, nothing. Even Daredevil would have flipped over that one. I mean, not Daredevil, but yeah, Daredevil.
Suit yourself.
Boom. Now, clearly they have a lot of rapport. And if you saw it, Spider-Man shot over the barrel of the gun with the web, and it turned into like a hard-hitting, non-lethal projectile. Now, my brother and me noticed something on this tank.
If you zoom in, like
Right here, you can see on the tank that it says
DD9.
I don't know what it says on the other. It says MYO. Well, the DD9, just to be clear before he goes in on it, DD9 is from the comic books Daredevil, where now there's a couple of DD9 issues, but the most important issue is Daredevil versus the Hand. Now that's the scruffy look, the cap on, you know what I'm saying? And he fights the Hand. Now the Hand might show up later, but that's very important. We think inside the tank, I've heard people say it was a mutant. And what mutants you say was in this?
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey. And there might be one we think we see later. We're not going to give you too much on that one. You want me to go ahead and play it?
Yeah.
Boom. I ain't gonna lie, he slid the Punisher. And he hits him with the PG-13 mouth stop. Punisher in the classic costume, you know, his show's coming out. And in that DD9 comic, in those issues, the Punisher sometimes is seen with the Hand, and he gets like possessed by the Hand's main like being or creature at some points. I don't think that's going to happen in this movie, but that is very important. That it's ironic that he's in this issue. Well, he's in this movie.
Sometimes.
Oh, my fault. I said can't pause.
Go ahead.
But no, it's the funny part about it is the way he said "Go home, Frank" after he spiderwebbed him.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like they have fought or teamed up
Multiple times.
or ran in each other's
Seen as a New York superhero.
Yeah, it seems like they have in the comics a lot, like so that too.
He said earlier he told me it was Punisher versus Spider-Man and a few other issues. I ain't gonna lie, now that we stopped right here, I didn't realize this, but the beer that they're drinking out of on this keg, it says Green Jackal. Now, ironically, the only comic book where you see Spider-Man get mutated and clones of Spider-Man, the scientist that did it is known as the Jackal. Right? And that's when you get the Ben Rileys and the blah, blah, blah. So it's ironic when you look at all these regular beers and stuff like Poppy, and then you got one thing called the Jackal. And, you know, she got the flowers, I believe she got from Peter Parker, Mary Jane, and Ned just Hawaiian shirt.
Spider-Man has to do the hard thing, even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart.
Alright, that dude right there is supposed to be played by Ezra Bridger. That's from Disney Rebels. You know what I'm saying? The original, well, not the original Star Wars, but the Disney Star Wars. He's also popped up in live action. I don't know too much about this relationship because honestly, when I first saw it, I thought it was Flash Thompson, but older, you know, the Flash Thompson from the, I thought it was older Flash Thompson because, you know, sometimes Mary Jane dates Flash Thompson. And the original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, that was who her boyfriend was Flash Thompson.
Alright.
And I always thought it was weird that it went from the bully that socked him to the bully that can beat him at math. But go ahead.
Alright. Well, I don't think it's Flash Thompson because it's not.
Well, it's not. I just told you who it was.
Yeah. I was gonna say Paul.
Oh, well, he likes the idea that it's Paul.
No.
But, like, you know, if you know who Paul is from, like, the last couple issues of Spider-Man where he leaves and Mary Jane has a husband and his name is Paul. I believe Paul dies, though, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he dies. And ironically, Mary Jane does not take this nigga back. But I'm not sure if it's Paul, but if it is Paul, that's going to be an interesting story. Whoa. It could be, though. It could be because Spider-Man gone. I respect it. You got me there. I respect
What is happening to me?
What is happening to me? Now, right here, we clearly know in this season of the MCU, it's mutant season, right? And we know Spider-Man's not a mutant. He's a mutate. By Marvel standards, a mutant is somebody born with the X genes. A mutate is somebody that's been changed by Fantastic Four, cosmic energy, Hulk, gamma radiation, a spider bite in this case, right? So my assumption is that his mutation has taken over. Now, also highly important, I would say that whip that caught him, I think that's the Daredevil that caught him, and I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the Daredevil.
Excuse me, Dr. Banner? I need your help.
Okay, now, Dr. Banner is a bioengineer that also specializes in gamma radiation, also an expert on plenty of science. Sorry about the air conditioner, it's turning off right now. Yeah. But I'm assuming Spider-Man, due to the fact that he doesn't know what's going on with his body, has chosen to go talk to Dr. Banner. Now, Dr. Banner's gonna say, what did you say your name is again? Because I think it's a reference, also a reference to the movie, but I think it's saying they gonna remember who Spider-Man is, but this guy is we've never seen him before.
I also think it's kind of. I also think it's kind of funny that when he asked that, I feel like the Hulk is kind of telling him, hey, kind of saying, hey, we know him.
Yeah, I don't know on that one because I feel like at this point, remember, this is when he uses the machine. Our personalities are merged. So you could be right. He could be having a moment of like, I feel like I know you, I feel like I don't. But remember, he wasn't in Civil War with the Hulk, but he was in Endgame with the Hulk. So
and then Infinity War.
Yeah, was he Infinity War with the Hulk? Okay, fair enough. You probably know more than me. Don't let me argue with you. I think it's important right here that he also has his web slingers on right here. So the fact that he was creating webs later, if this is after or before that changes the story. Because if it's after, that means he just had a moment of metamorphosis and kind of changed. But he's not shooting organic webs. He just had to wear spider shorts.
What's going on with him?
Oh, where his head feels like it's scrambled. That's a good point. That is a good point. But he could be having personal issues. You see his room is covered with webs and he's highly confused.
Mutating could be enormously dangerous.
Okay, so May Parker is very important, but we're going to get into that in 1 second.
Spiders have 3 life cycles. When between consumptions.
Now, I'm not sure who this woman is in this tank. Because to be honest, who I thought it was going to be was Jean Grey. Because I'm pretty sure they're protecting mutants in this movie, but I'm not 100% on it. I'm not too sure who this lady is, but I'm gonna get back to you on that. She looked like she'd be a perfect Miss May, but we already know who that is. Now, somebody is parasitically jumping through mines right now, and it's like, was in this head of this tank, then jumped over. I don't think that's Jean Grey. I think that's somebody we're probably gonna have to do some research on after this. Who uses other people's bodies as a host? Yeah.
We can't control. What we can't even see. Stay out of my way.
Hey, the best looking scorpion with the nice robotic tail scar on the face. Come back 5 movies later to put in work. Now right here, I'm pretty sure this is Rogue. I could be wrong, but even if Rogue isn't in the movie, you're telling me in the middle of New York, lady with this type of hair, New York shirt on, that I'm going Rogue.
Evolution Rogue.
Evolution Rogue. You feel like she looked like more of the Evolution style Rogue?
Yeah, it could look black.
Well, they all look like that.
Yeah.
That's her natural, but you mean it look more like that one from that where it's yeah, I agree with you. X-Men Evolutions, regardless if y'all don't like it or not, my favorite version, I don't care. I don't know who he was carrying right there, but also we was looking at this. I don't think this could be Bullseye. Gotta do a little bit more research, but it's possible due to Daredevil. It also could just be a type of ninja, because those look like regular ninja blades.
But
it's a good picture right here.
I was also gonna mention how the fact that Punisher is saying you're losing the kid, like he's having like blackouts and on accident. Like we saw him pass out and then he ended up in a cocoon web. And then earlier when we saw him look around his room was full of webs.
Do you think that's the part was making him say he's losing it?
Yeah, and also Bruce Banner also said mutating can be really bad.
Okay, so I agree with everything you're saying right there. I don't disagree. What I will say though, on necessarily the losing it part, we're forgetting the mental aspect of him trying to explain probably to people who he was. And that nigga being like, nigga, I don't know who you are. You're Spider-Man. Nobody knows who you are. Buddy, you're Spider-Man. Okay, now right here we see the hands. Now, right here, if you check those eyes, if you ever seen the Riri Williams Ironheart, this is usually a sign of Mephisto. Now, what I will say is in the original story where you see Doctor Strange help everything out, it was originally a Mephisto story. Like Mephisto was the original person that did the wish and all that stuff. Now, when we saw the thing of Miss May, and this is a speculation me and my brother created together. He actually did most of the research for this. But basically, at the end of all that, they wished for Miss May back. I think seeing Miss May there and healthy, I think that's a hint that at the end of all this, to get his life back, because Mephisto's probably one of the big bads tricking all the heroes into getting what they want. He wants his life back. He wants Mary Jane back. Ooh. Now, right up top real quick, you can see that is a ninja from the Hand attacking, and that's very important to that Daredevil number 9 hint earlier, right?
Also, why does it look like he in jail?
Like he's been locked up and experimented on. It's yeah, I can see that. I can see that. The question is who? Because earlier he was carrying somebody. Because who's the other big bad? You know what I'm saying? We don't got enough stuff. You know, you got one big bad, and then you got one nigga that slipped through the cracks, and then he become the main bad guy later. Yeah. Ripped it in half was just Spiderweb alone. Rebirth. Spider-Man coming back into existence. I'd say, and I'm really actually repeating literally what he said earlier just because he ain't have it right then. The three heroes is Daredevil, Spider-Man, and Punisher. Okay? So it makes sense that these will be Daredevil's an issue, but you also gotta remember in Punisher's hideout, Jessica Jones, and in the Punisher movie, Luke Cage, and Danny Rand the Iron Fist. So I'm thinking this is a movie where there's gonna be a team up that they're just, you know, we gotta keep some things hidden, or what is the point of the trailer.
And the fun fact, there is comic books with the Defenders with Spider-Man working together. I won't take that from him. So he might be right, or it could be DD4 Daredevil. But I do agree with that theory.
Okay. So
I can see it being DD Daredevil and the Defenders all coming to work together.
I get what you're saying. I don't necessarily think they're all gonna be fighting in the movie. I do think they all will be referenced in this movie.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah, because
if you got the bad guys, you gotta think you probably got Stick and all of them on the other side helping Spider-Man in a spiritual way.
So I do think that will happen.
And the question is, when does he meet up with Mephisto? If he does, when does he has to either do it middle of the movie or towards the end of the movie. Let's see what else is on here real quick. Our camera low and power.
Nice flowers. Nice flowers.
Housewarming.
I'm MJ.
I'm
just
MJ.
a neighbor
I'm just
from
a
across the hall.
neighbor from across the hall.
Friendly neighbor.
Like, damn, almost like you knew who I was. But that's all we got on far as the video goes. What do you want to say? Do you got anything you feel about the video you want to let them know? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, we had a far more detailed than this one, and I fucked up, so we had to replace it. So
I ain't gonna lie. The fact that we do have, like, Peter Parker has been broken in the past, and then there is comic books like Spider-Man One More Day. Yeah.
Okay. What you getting at though? Go ahead. Make your point. You don't gotta say what it is.
What's his name?
His name?
Aunt May. My fault, y'all. Aunt May does get shot in one day, which breaks Spider-Man even more to the point where he wants to kill Fist.
So are you saying this is reflecting the comics?
Yeah.
Like, but just in a different way? Yeah.
So, and then there's another one.
Ooh, you made a point that I don't think he realized. What does Wilson Fisk have to do with this movie?
Spider-Man did get a key.
Yeah, but he didn't get, he did, but for some reason, also, I think that has to do with Daredevil. You know, he didn't get handed off to him by Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
So that might be some interest. There might be some Wilson Fisk in the background business going on.
And then who also captured the girl in the cuffs? We didn't stop that part.
Yeah.
But who got old girl cuffs up? And then Black and the Spider-Man in the black, under the black, he nobody remembers him, which that breaks him even more. Which when we saw him sitting there at the washing machine, it's his everyday life. So
being forgotten.
So yeah,
sitting by yourself, nobody ever coming to talk to you. Everybody acting like you a person that doesn't exist. Every day chipping at you, wondering why everybody treating you that way.
And he reflects.
It's never fun.
He reflects on his life with that, which that can lead up to him beating Mephisto.
Which I think that's the thing that's going to drive him into going with Mephisto's decisions for sure.
Unless they do it like how the comics where he meets Beyond first, which I don't think that's gonna happen. So probably Mephisto first.
Oh God. So like always, we appreciate you watching, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I put him on the spot because he didn't expect me to give him the whole last end of the thing, but I might start doing that. That might be our thing. You know what I'm saying? He gonna chime in and I'm gonna let him give you his rundown, because my brother does research for this shit. Like, he's starting to do his thing. He does research. So he just organizing his thoughts. We gonna probably make it to where, you know what I'm saying, he chimes in a little bit harder because he got some good ideas, I can't lie to you. But go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate us watching. Show us some love so we know to keep making these. We got a couple more coming out. We should be doing Bot Rising. We're going to try our best to keep up with Doomsday, but you know they don't got enough on Doomsday. But we're going to try our best to keep up with every little thing that comes out with Doomsday. We're going to try to keep up with as much as we can. Go ahead and continue to like, subscribe, and share once again. This was Young Prosper and Pat in the building. We appreciate y'all watching. Bye.